This is the basic tutorial for Menu Creator Pro. Menu Creator Pro is an asset that will allow you to create any kind of menus, and we will cover here the basic functionality and configuration options. The first step to create a menu is always create a menu configuration scriptable object. And to do that, we right-click in any folder we wish and select Create Common Game Tools Menu Configuration. As we can see, in the inspector there are different areas of the asset, and the first one is the menu navigation options. By default, when you create an scriptable object for first time, it's populated with the basic functionalities for a normal game. You can add, modify or delete any of these options. To understand how it works easily, we are going simply to generate a game object prefab just as it comes out of the box. If by clicking Save Prefab, a prefab menu is generated in the folder Asset Common Game Tools Generated Menu. So that is what I got just out of the box with this configuration. Let's run. And what we can see here is 4 options in the root level is corresponding to these options. Let me collapse all the menu. So there are 4 options, that is play, play, options, credit and exit. And inside play, if I click on play, I got new game, load game, continue and back. It's corresponding to these options here. If I click back, in the options section I have video, audio, language and back. So as you can see, there is a clear correspondence between the navigation structure and what we are creating here. Well, now that you have an idea of the correspondence between the menu navigation and this structure, let's take a look at the capabilities we have here. If we look to the help, we can see that we can add options to the menu, delete existing options and reorder. And also there are different kinds of items in the menu. The items with this icon are submenus with options inside, navigation options inside this. And these other ones are options with specific actions attached to it. So to get you familiar with all the editor options, let's take a look at the menu that comes by default. Firstly, as we saw, we can expand all options or collapse. We can also take a look at the help that comes with the editor. And here we can see that there are different icons in the left. And with these icons, I can add a menu item, delete a menu item, or reorder. For example, I am going to collapse all the menu and I wish to add a new item at the root level. So by clicking in this icon, I create a new item. I am going to call new item. And as we can see, it's created in the root level. With these arrows, I can reorder where this item will be displayed. And by clicking this icon, I will delete any item I create. There are different types of menu items I can add. So let's add again a new one, new item, and under the item type I can choose between option and submenu. The options are menu items with an action attached to it, and the submenus are navigational elements that can contain another options or submenus inside them. That is why this icon is now displayed. If I change this item from submenu to option, the add elements icon is not displayed. Adding and reordering all these items, you can create your menu structure and navigation hierarchy. So well, let's delete this one. Now the question is what different options can I add to the menu, and which options comes with some functionality out of the box. That is important, no? So let's start with all the configuration options that you can add to your menu and comes totally functional out of the box. Video, under the video options, you can select all the different video qualities for your video game, and this is all the different options that you can select, and simply by clicking the checkboxes, all these options will be available to the user or not. In this case, all options will be displayed, but if I don't want, for example, the shadow resolution, shadow quality and soft vegetation to be able to the user to choose, I uncheck. And most of the dialogues come with the ask for confirmation checkbox. If this is set, then when you make changes in the settings, in any kind of settings, and you wish to apply, a confirmation dialog will be displayed. So in this example for video, I leave check. I now click Apply Changes. Another important settings that comes out of the box working is the audio settings, where some sliders comes out of the box to select the master volume, music volume, FX volume and voice volume. This will be directly connected to the audio mixer that comes out of the box with the asset, but can be also attached to your audio mixer if you have one. Again, I'm gonna leave all the options set, and I don't want to get asked for confirmation, just for testing purpose, for show you how it works. No? And under language is another of the settings that come out of the box working with the asset. You can integrate automatically with the Asset Localization Pro. If not, we will see how can you integrate localization with any other assets. What more options can you select? For example, under the navigation hierarchy, it's interesting to have a back button. So all the back buttons have been selected with back, the back option. Also interesting, you can have an exit game option that has been checked with the exit action. And what about the credit option? The credit option will display a predefined credits dialog where you can add or not an scroll. For example, I will add an scroll with a speed of 2. Apply changes. And there are also some specific actions you can choose, that is new game, load game and continue. And all these options call a specific function in the menu controller asset that we will show later. And at the end, the last but not the least, what if I wish to add my custom option? No? For example, I wish to add, as I said previously, no, a new one with more games that will display more games that I have on my company. So I will select this as a custom option and will display a new window. So that's done. Let's see what will happen now that we made some changes and how this will affect the resultant prefab. I'm gonna generate again the prefab. It comes to generated menu, and now let's go also to this navigation just for you to see how the changes will affect. Remember that under video I want the shadow quality, shadow resolution and soft vegetation, the vegetation to be displayed as option. If I go now to video, I see that I have a lot of different options, but these three ones are not displayed. And if I make some changes and tries to apply, I get a confirmation dialog. Okay. Now let's go to audio. Under the audio options, I wish all the sliders to be displayed, but if I make some change, I don't want to get asked for confirmation. It's directly applied. And what's regarding my custom option? Remember that under more games I wish to get a Windows to get display. So that's what's happened. By default, the asset will create a window with some content that you can edit and put inside wherever you wish. Well, let's go back. Let's take a look at credits. Remember that under credits we add a scroll view with a speed of 2. That's the resultant view. Of course, on the prefab you can edit the content of the credits and add wherever you wish. Let's see a couple more for really interesting things. Under options, all the options that comes working out of the box, video, audio and language, are working for real. That means that on your game, on runtime, all the changes that you are applying here will affect directly the video settings, audio volumes and language once, of course, the language once you integrate language with your localization solution. And more important, also all the changes that you are doing here are saved in player preferences. For example, if I uncheck these two options and apply, and I go under audio, let's make something interesting, like for example set all the sliders to top. When I exit the game and enter again, all these options are automatically saved and restored from the player preferences. If I now go to video, I can see that two options are not set. I'm going to set it again. And if I'm going to audio, I can see that all the audio options are set to top. Let's move this and apply again. So as you can see, all these options are completely saved automatically. Well, so far we know how can we set our menu navigation hierarchy, adding as many options as we wish, with a lot of different settings that comes working out of the box, just to create the menu we wish. But what if we wish to get more on the asset? What if we wish to get some astonishing menu, with a nice look for the user? Here is where we can change all the visual aspect. By changing these options, we can change dramatically the look of the resulting menu. So let's make some changes just to see you the really powerful options that comes with Menu Creator Pro. The first option is the menu scale. Sometimes, for example, if I add a lot of options in the root hierarchy or in another of the submenus, I have no room in my screen to display vertically all these options. So that is where I can change the global scale of the menu. For this example, I'm gonna leave as 1 because it's okay. The next option is the template to use. There are different templates that comes with the asset. I recommend you to read the manual just to see how behave each one of these templates, or see our other tutorial videos. For this example, I'm gonna leave as default template because default templates has really a lot of different, a lot of incredible opportunities to create astonishing menus. While in the menu layout is where I select the alignment of the menu. I'm gonna choose left align, okay, and in padding I think 25 is okay. Let's gonna change the font. By default, it comes with the Arial font. I'm gonna select another one, for example, sci-fi or futuristic font is okay. In font multiplier, let's see if one is okay. Font multiplier can change the global size of the font. This is because some fonts has a different base size than others, and sometimes the text doesn't fit the placeholder, so here you can change it. These other two options I'm gonna leave as is because I don't want I think I don't need to overflow text, to allow the overflow of the text, and I wish my drop downs to keep the Arial. Under button type, use template. No, I'm gonna choose, for example, chamfer, and in colors I'm gonna change from this to this other one, something more futuristic, and let's copy and paste the same for button color, foreground color, and background color. And in background image, for example, I'm gonna choose let's say this one. In aspect ratio, I leave as is. And let's gonna regenerate the prefab, simply making these fast changes just to show you how can dramatically change the look of the menu. If I now go to generated menu, this is the old one. Let me delete the old one and let me put here the new. So as you can see, there are big changes in the look of the menu. For example, fonts are bigger than I wish, so let me make some changes just to adjust. And the background image, I don't like it at all. I'm gonna change. Yes, exit. Not only exit, delete the menu. And the old one, I don't need it more, so let's go again to the menu configuration scriptable object. This is too dark. I wish not so dark the background, and in the image I wish something more astonishing, no? So let me choose, for example, this one. And also with some nice effect, like a background music and a click effect for the button when clicked. I regenerate the prefab. It's as easy as this. You can generate the prefabs as many times as you wish. Wow, now it's interesting. Wow, you can see now you have a nice background, nice audio effects. Probably in the video you can listen the audio effects, sorry, that's because, oh, I didn't change the font. So let me stop again, go here, and under the font, that is why it's interesting to use font multiplier. For example, 0.75 is okay. Generate again the prefab. Wow, let me delete and delete. Oh, now it's really more interesting, more nice view. And remember that under the drop down I didn't wish to change the font, just to keep the Arial. Back, exit. Nice. There's an example of how can you change dramatically the view of the look and feel of your menu simply by clicking and setting some options. The asset comes with a lot of different examples and a nice manual where you can learn how the different templates behave and how can you use it, no? So I encourage you to take a look and use all the options and list all the power that this asset has.